Ignore the tailgate. I have another one in the house, pre-painted. I just didn't get a chance to get to it this year. Today's video is going to be a quick intro and some maintenance on my 06 TJ before I put it away for winter. I got this about 5 years ago as my You Didn't Die present to myself. It's in good shape. It's over 100,000 miles. A couple little spots of rust. We'll be addressing one today. Needs an oil change. Do very other really small stuff to it just so to get it ready for basically winter storage. I don't drive it through the winter. If you're tuning in, like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you want to see. Let's get to the show. As I was saying, this is my 06 TJ. It's a Dana 44 rear, 4-liter, 6-speed. Basically everything short of a Sahara or a Rubicon. I've done little upgrades to it over the years. Hopefully this next year I'll be able to do a lot more to it. At least that's the plan. The front D-ring shackles are reinforced in the bumper. They're not just hanging out of the bumper by themselves. It's in very good shape for being a Michigan vehicle all its life. Big problems, really the only problem, are the driver's front fender. The other major problem is the fact that the tailgate's rusting out. I have a new piece for that as well. The guards are just for decoration. I just prefer that look. I don't like the way the front fenders have those little fenderettes on them. I'll do a much more in-depth overview in the spring. Go ahead and pop the hood and get to the oil change. Nothing special under the hood yet, just normal 4-liter. You can really see just how messed up the driver's fender is. More of that structural rust. Just gonna do a quick visual inspection of all the components, make sure the fluids are decent. Oh, that was fun. Fluid's good in the power steering. And if I see anything, I'll address it in the spring, because this thing's just gonna sit and get started once every week, week and a half through the winter. I have a stamp cap, so I'm just gonna pop it. We got good pressure in the cooling system. I'm not going to even bother with that right now. It's given me no issues or indication of any problem. These Jeeps are known to have real weak headlights. I didn't have the money to do an LED conversion at the time, so I ended up going with H4 headlight bulbs. I can get the replacements anywhere and the light output is great. Start the oil change. We're in my garage because it's supposed to be raining all day. I don't want to do this out in the wet. Better enough I'm doing it on the ground. Whoop. Let this drain, pull the oil filter, and put it all back together. This didn't go as smoothly as planned. The drain plug for the oil pan fell directly into the plug opening in the drain pan. I didn't see it until I had about 2 quarts of oil on the ground. So I have a little mini Exxon Valdez happening right here. I'm gonna let the pan finish draining, try to clean up a little bit. I can't really move the Jeep until after I've done the oil change, so. Sorry, I'm just a little off here. I've got to keep the camera out of the Exxon Valdez spill. Oh, darn it. It's gonna be one of those days, I guess. Try not to move the pan too much because of all the oil that's on the ground. Sorry, this is not going to be some of my best lighting either. My normal light decided to give up the ghost, so I'm running with junky lights at the moment. Not that what I had before wasn't junky, but at least was bright. I had a pan put on about 1.5 years ago by the only shop I trust to do work if I can't. I wasn't physically able to at that time. And they use these filters. I don't drive this Jeep a ton, not as much as I'd like to, especially since I bought all those other cars. Yeah, it's one of those days. Clean the area up, get the new filter ready, and we'll be back. I prefer to use Wix filters whenever humanly possible. I am a fan of Castrol. It's probably John Force's fault when I was a kid. You also want to give a nice little coil. You always want to give a nice little coat of oil on the seal. I'll check the surface, make sure the other gasket's not there. We'll throw this bad boy on. The threads are clean, the surface is nice and clean. There's no extra gasket from the oil filter. Remember, don't go crazy on these. Just get them snug. A little, just past snug. The Jeep 4 liters take 6 quarts of oil. I like to use old oil quarts cut in half. Gives a good base, fits right in the valve cover opening on the 4 liter. Well, man, today is just not my day. I'm using semi-synthetic Castrol. Be wasting another thing of brake clean to get all the oil I just spilled up. The nice thing about using these is you can put the cap on them, put them in a bag, and then even if it leaks out, it just leaks into the cap. It seemed to work pretty well, and it's cheap, or technically free, with purchase. Go ahead and fire up, and we're done. After I clean all the mess off. After I clean up all the mess and start it and check the oil, you know. Go ahead and fire up. Go ahead and check the oil. And like most Jeeps, it does have a check engine light. It's because I need to replace one of the O2 sensors, but it has, I think, 5 or 6 of them. And I need to identify which one it is because I certainly don't want to replace all 6. Nice, where it needs to be, and it's nice and clean. Show you a few quick tips for storing these things for the winter, and we're onto the paint. So apparently mice are attracted to one of the coatings of the chemicals in electrical wiring. I don't know if it's copper or the shielding, not really sure. But dryer sheets, mothballs, and certain other things will definitely help to stop them. I did not throw any of these in here last year in the engine bay. I'm not going to this year again. I'm going to start it off there enough and check on it. I am going to throw quite a few in the interior, so we'll go through that. I'm going to throw a couple of these fabric softeners in and around both of the front doors, well, the only doors from the front, and a couple on the tailgate. I checked and changed them at least once a month. They seem to help. I didn't have any trouble last year. That's what I'm going for this year as well. Another important tip is to check your center console, glove box, or any other place for any food or anything you might have left that they're going to want to eat. Make sure they're empty. It'll definitely help you out for storage. I'm going to throw a couple back here as well. I'm also going to take my tools and some of my coverings and stuff out of here. Like I said, we'll be replacing this crusty little guy in the spring. And now that my Jeep's out, I can address my little Exxon Valdez. That's gonna take 3 times longer than the oil change did. Well, the Exxon Valdez is controlled. I definitely have to get some concrete cleaner. It's all cleaned up though as best we can for the time being. And my TJ and my Comanche are where they're gonna be for the winter. I still have to do some more things to that pad, but you'll see that in an upcoming video if I ever get this garage done. Now let's get to that rear rust spot I need to address. We got a nice 2 days of weather coming in right before winter hits again. I'm gonna do a couple things before it goes into storage. Main thing is to treat this area to prevent it from bubbling anymore. This is the only spot on the entire Jeep that has rust that isn't a removable part. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the license plate bracket. That'll allow me to get a better access here and I can clean everything off. I'm gonna go ahead and hit everything with spray weight. This is not a long-term fix. This is just to get it sealed up before winter. Ignore the tailgate. I have another one in the house, pre-painted. I just didn't get a chance to get to it this year. Unfortunately, there's more rust in this general area than I'd hoped there was. Gently chip away at all this junk. This is just a bad spot for them. I love this Jeep. I'm very disappointed that it's gotten to this point, but it is a Michigan vehicle. It's the only one I had for quite a few years. I'm gonna go ahead and tape the area off, get as much of this out as I can, hit it with some rust inhibitor, a little bit of primer probably tomorrow, and then a top coat just to get it kind of seal itself up. Although the rust is coming through, so yeah. No, it was much worse than I thought it was. But it's better to try to do what I can now rather than keep letting it go and getting worse. I'll chip some of this rust out. Well, this sucks out loud. I'm gonna hit the big area with a couple different layers of cleaner, get the little spots as well, and then tape everything off that I don't want to paint, hit it with the rust inhibiting primer, probably let it dry overnight, and we'll go from there. 2 rounds of acetone later, and the area is about as prepped as I can get it. I'm gonna go ahead and tape it up and hit it with Rust Fix as the first coat. Our third and final coat. Let it dry overnight because the weather's going to get a little colder. It's supposed to be in the 70s tomorrow as well as it was today, which will help. It'll stay safe and not get quite so cold in here, and I'll get back at it in the morning. I'm gonna go ahead and peel all the masking off. I'm gonna give it a couple minutes to dry. This stuff's still acting like it's wet. Maybe it really does take 24 hours to dry. That's really strange. Sorry if I'm blocking off your view a bit here, but not much choice with where everything's at. The very back of my garage. It might be a little hard for you to see, but it's supposed to turn black any place there's rust. It's definitely doing that. I've not used this product before. I don't think I did anything wrong, but I guess we'll find out tomorrow. Or well, I'll find out tomorrow and you'll find out whenever the hell this video actually comes out. The area seems to have hardened and turned black like it's supposed to. It's dry to the touch. Hit it with a little bit of spray away, and then start taping it off and hit it with primer. We're gonna throw the fourth and final coat of primer on. It just started raining, so perfect timing. Unfortunately, I am running out of time. This is going to be the last day in the mid-70s. It's going to be 50s in the day and 40s or 30s at night. So I'm kind of up against the window here. I'm going to pull everything off, give it a very light sanding, and give a buffer zone and try to get the paint to blend as best as I can. It's going to not be great, but it'll be better than nothing it is right now. I went with red primer to hopefully help me hide some of the imperfections. It's definitely not, it's not that far off the top coat color. Let's get to giving it a very light sanding. Then I'll tape the surrounding area off, try to blend in as best I can, and give it a couple coats of the top coat color. At this point, this is just for entertainment purposes. There's no education to be learned here other than panic painting. This should be our third and last color coat. Sorry about the lighting. There's not much I can do. I've got a lot of LEDs in the garage, but they just don't seem to work in the back corner right here. I'm definitely not going to be able to hide the bad areas, but at least it should be one consistent color, and it should have enough protection to make it through the winter. I don't know if you can pick, I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but the rust in the tailgate is just falling off as I pick the tape off of it. It's definitely not perfect. It'll do just fine through the winter, which is the main goal. And it's a 20-footer. You won't notice it unless you're standing on it. So I'm gonna throw the license plate bracket back on, throw the plate on, I'm done. Dunsky, Donorino, done. The plate frame definitely detracts from any issues with it, at least from quick view. And at least for right now, all you're gonna notice is the rust on tailgate anyway. Like I was saying in the video, I've got new fenders, tailgate, hinges, freshly painted, and Lord, they've been sitting here for too long, but they are new parts from my TJ. And I have some Cerakote wheels that are going to go on something at some point. Maybe the Comanche. Thanks for watching. I really do appreciate all the new subscribers and all the video views. It helps a lot. It makes me feel like what I'm doing has some value to it. I have a ton of vehicles. Let me know what you want to see. If there's something specific you want to know, feel free to ask me a question either in the comments or email. Email's attached, 6% recycled at Gmail. This bad boy is going to go away for the winter. There'll be a lot more to it in the spring. Got some parts for it. They've been waiting for a long time, like I said in the video. The next couple of videos, I'm going to be pulling some parts off my two-door Cherokee from my Chandler project. That'll likely be my very next video you see. Little stuff sprinkled in on the green Cherokee, prepping it for winter, some paint work on that as well. Then I have a garage project that's been going on for months. Going to be at least one video on that. My main focus through the winter will be the Chandler. There'll definitely be some other stuff circled in. Thanks for watching. See you soon.